I think I will just get started and do the introductions as always. And I will start off with David O. David O is our regulatory affairs at Opulence Global. He's a regulator. He handles regulatory affairs at Opulence Global. From his science and pharmaceutical background, David recognized the incredible value of Fairy Flawless as a world-class product that delivers on its promise of anti-aging. His enthusiasm continued with the Fountain of Life, which is the most powerful antioxidant from nature, and the future development of the Safe Home Revolution collection. David is honored to be a part of the incredible journey as Opulence Global changes the lives of its people, the lives of people around the world. So David, really mighty welcome. I want to officially welcome you to the call. Thank you so much for being here.
Well, thank you for the nice introduction. It's my pleasure.
You're welcome. And on to our superstar is our Senior Vice President, Sanaz Human, the Chief Designer at Opulence Global. Sanaz spent her early 20s learning about MLM and entered her first MLM business in 2002. Quickly developing her business as a distributor, she eventually left the sales field and took a position at Opulence Global. With hard work, dedication, and perseverance, she eventually rose to her current position. Sanaz is fully invested in all the aspects of product development, process, and beyond, from research and development to manufacturing, distribution, marketing, and promotion. She takes pride in every product and all the ingredients used and is proudly a product of the product, knowing that she is impacting the lives of people worldwide. So Sanaz, thank you so much, my dear, for being on this call. It's a mighty good evening to you. And if you're there, I'm just going to hand over the call to you so that you can go ahead and introduce our super expert, Mr. Jack D. Thank you, Sanaz. Are you there?
I am right here. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can. Fantastic.
Amazing. I actually just got in myself from the office. It's been an amazing day, a good evening, a good morning, a good afternoon, wherever you are. I know we have so many different countries that have joined us and we are super, super excited. Christine, kudos to you, girl. Staying up in the middle of the night, doing such a fabulous job hosting as always. And you are just absolutely fabulous at everything that you do. And it's always a pleasure to have you as an amazing, amazing host. So thank you for that. We'll give you a little bit of rest in the middle of the night for you while you come on. I know you got lots of announcements at the end of the night. I do want to say good night and a good morning to all of our amazing partners around the globe. I know there is so much energy. There is so much excitement that is going on in the company right now. I know that Thailand is on fire. Congratulations, Team Thailand. You definitely delivered. Congratulations, Team Philippines. My goodness. You did such an amazing job. Congratulations, Team Philippines. And last but not least, UK, you have definitely represented with Scott Lucy, our Director of Europe Sales. And again, there's so many different countries emerging. Tomorrow morning, don't forget, we have a big announcement. I'm going to be doing a Zoom. Do not forget. So tonight we have a special call. We have an amazing new development. And of course, we have a new product that's going to be hitting the shelves with Opulence Global. And there is so much excitement. Now, whenever we talk about a new product development, we talk about the history, we talk about what it does, we talk about the ingredients, we talk about the benefits. And honestly, this is another breakthrough product. Since Fountain of Life, and when we launched Fountain of Life, I'm going to give you a little bit of history and background. When we launched Fountain of Life, we were not meant to launch a health product. I want you guys to know our history is basically health, of course. Our history is fashion. My apologies, I'm getting too excited and ahead of myself. And when we started with our fashion line, we came such a long way, because originally we were into jewelry and bags and shoes and all of these amazing things. And then we decided as a company to create an absolutely phenomenal, revolutionary skincare. And through our skincare, we had a breakthrough to Fountain of Life ingredient product that we made into a product for all of you to be able to eat and benefit and apply. And it has come such a long way. Now, ladies and gentlemen, almost going to be 5 to 6 years later, I would say, we have another new addition in our health line, which is so different than the Fountain of Life, but so vital and important for each and every single one of you to take. And tonight, we are going to educate you. We are going to inspire you. We are going to motivate you, and we are going to pump you up of why this product is so incredible. But I have a very special gentleman who is very, very dear to me, who is spearheading this amazing project. He is absolutely a wealth of knowledge, experience, background into what we call phytoclinical. He is no stranger to many of you, but will be new to some of you. Meet who we call Super Jack, part of our amazing advisory board, who's helping us with the development, the creation, the manufacturing, the infrastructure of course, phytoclinical. Now, Jack comes from an extensive background, and I am super excited to have him on the call tonight to just absolutely inspire you and to teach you the benefits of phytoclinical that is going to be coming out with Opulence Global, the benefits, what it does for you, and really how it's so different. I know we also have David O on tonight, of course, spearheading our regulatory team. He's been doing tons of research. He's absolutely blown away by this incredible product. The more we read, the more we love. The more we take, the more we love. So, ladies and gentlemen, get your notepads ready, get yourself ready, and a good evening to you, Jack. Welcome on the call. How you doing today?
I'm doing great, and wow, what excitement, eh? This company just elevates me and inspires me every time I come on here. I just love seeing all the people from all over the world. Isn't it kind of neat when there's so much divisiveness in the world today? Here we are, all coming together with a common cause, and that's to help each other, help others to regain health and to maintain good health, right? That's what life's about, helping others. And I'm just so glad to be part of Opulence. It just really excites me. And thanks to you too, Sanaz, and to David for all your support and helping to get things rolling out here. We're working really hard right now to get some of the technical information ready so that we will have some literature and stuff to hand out to everyone so that you'll understand the product and how to sell it and encourage others to use it. Tonight, I wanted to just touch a little bit about plant sterols. And plant sterols is only one part of the ingredient list. Everything in the product is really synergistic with each other. Everything in the product was designed to help the immune system, to modulate it, and to try and reduce nasty inflammation. It seems like over the 25 years that we've worked with our product, that every time we talk to doctors and find out about their patient base, we find out that nasty inflammation is the core of a lot of the problems. And the two main inflammatory markers is C-reactive protein and another one, it's a little bit of a mouthful, interleukin-6 cytokine. And that is so nasty, and it's the basis of heart disease, cancers, autoimmune disease, allergies, rhinitis. And so the product really is designed to help with the immune system, modulate it, regulate it, and then reduce the inflammation. So why did we choose plant sterols? Did I hear something?
There's a bit of feedback there, Jack, but I think it's okay now.
Sorry,
Okay.
that was me. I was just switching my lines and it echoed. I apologize.
Okay. So the question is, why did we choose plant sterols? we absolutely love plant sterols. And when you have them in your diet, they're found in seeds, nuts, fruits, and a fair amount of abundance. And they're attached to fibers in these foods. And when they're extracted or isolated out, they become very susceptible to the stomach acids. Stomach acids are so corrosive, they actually can destroy a lot of supplements. And so when we found out how corrosive the stomach acid was to plant sterols, we had to figure out, how do we protect them? Because the whole key here is to try and make them as bioavailable to the body as we possibly can. There's no point having an ingredient if it's not bioavailable and it doesn't do anything for anyone. So that was one of the key concerns. How do we make these bioavailable? And we had found some interesting Russian research at the University of British Columbia, and they were talking about the importance of protecting these very delicate phytonutrients. And there used to be, probably going back about 50 years, there used to be a lot of phytonutrients or plant sterols in the diet. And because of modern day processing, pesticides, herbicides, plants didn't produce enough of these phytonutrients anymore. And so they became very scarce in the diet. So the average diet should be given off about 300 to 400 milligrams per day. And currently, from research that we've seen, the diet's only given off maybe about 30 to 50 milligrams per day. So why do we love plant sterols? They've got so many really neat features to them. They're anti-inflammatory, they're antimicrobial, they're antiviral, but above all, we love them because they're immune modulators. And that term, immune modulator, is so important. I think I mentioned it last time I was on. These are not immune boosters. And some people will refer to a poor functioning immune system as something that's needed boosting. But in general, it doesn't need boosted. It really needs regulated or modulated. And that's what plant sterols do. They're fantastic at doing that. And,
so sorry, Jack, I'm just going to interrupt you because we have a lot of new people on, and a lot of people are new to clinical. And, you know, there's lots of product out there that, you know, say, you know, you should take this product. How is this very different? Because this is a very different, unique ingredient. This has, you know, a time delay when it comes to the effectiveness of it. Can you talk to us a little bit about why it's important? Because we know our diets have changed. We know that our bodies are changing. We know that ailments are at the highest level there are. And on top of that, what's very, very important, a lot of our customers that are on the Fountain of Life, and if they're, you know, doing chemo or they have, you know, immune disorders, autoimmune disorders, and we always recommend for them to consult because they cannot boost their immune system too much. So you said something that's really key, which is modulate. What does that mean for a brand new person in basic terms?
So when the system is getting modulated, it's usually occurring through T cells. And T cells are a really important part of the immune system. They usually trigger what's called the innate immune system. There's two systems. There's the innate immune system and there's the adaptive immune system. And so the product starts off by regulating the innate immune response. The diet is definitely lacking in plant sterols. We know this, that over the last 50 years, there's just becoming less and less and less plant sterols in the diet. And so what happens when the diet doesn't have plant sterols in them? Well, now you start to see more autoimmune type reactions. The common ones that you see today, or the modern type autoimmune, is celiac, irritable bowel, chronic fatigue, Crohn's, fibromyalgia. My gosh, fibromyalgia. I probably get 1 or 2 calls every day from someone asking about fibromyalgia. And that's a really strange one. I refer to it as a nasty soup of a whole bunch of different things going on. So patients that have fibromyalgia will usually show, they're very lethargic. They've got achy joints. They have a brain fog, lethargic. They don't do well. A lot of them can't work. They have no energy. And so, so what they usually require is a product that will go into the system and start regulating it back. So usually it occurs through the T cells. There's T cell 1 helper and T cell 2 helper. And so it's kind of like a teeter-totter. The T2 cells are really high and the T1 cells are low. And so you've got to try and push down the overactive T2 and push up the underperforming T1 cells, hence regulate or balance out the immune response. And when you do that for people, like, it's incredible. It gives me goosebumps. Sometimes I think, this is a supplement. This is natural medicine that's doing this. And it's quite fascinating to see how it works and to watch people getting results from it.
And you know, Jack, this is one of the exciting things. You know, a lot of times we learn to live with disease in our body. You know, we get aches and pains, you get that grogginess, you don't have the energy, you don't have this, you don't have that. And we learn to adapt our lifestyle to the things that we lack in our body. And then when we start to supplement and we start to take things like phytoclinical, all of a sudden, our bodies start to work at a different level. They start to perform to an amazing level that we forgot that our bodies could perform. Because as we age, our bodies deteriorate. As we age, our bodies change. And we learn to live with pain. We learn to live with a lot of chronic inflammation. We learn to live, we kind of lived, you know, learn to live with a lot of that. And then when you start to take a fantastic product like Phyto, you start to feel the difference and you're like, oh my God, I've been missing out on this for so long. So this is the part that I'm super excited for our new customers to start trying this absolutely phenomenal, revolutionary product that everybody needs. Because, you know, you said phyto, you know, plant sterols are something that we are lacking. Why are we lacking this in our diet?
Because when plants are sprayed by pesticides and herbicides, the plant actually has an immune system very similar to ours, and it's called the innate immune response. And so when the plants are sprayed with herbicides, pesticides, and it happens all the time, right? Then the plant shuts down its production of these important phytonutrients. So the more phytonutrients a plant has, the more ability it has to ward off insect attacks and fungus in the plant. So they tend to be extremely bitter. It's almost like the rind of a lemon. And that's what the plant produces when it's functioning properly and it's not been sprayed. So if you compare a plant, let's say broccoli that's been sprayed with herbicides and pesticides, and then compare that same broccoli that's organically grown, my gosh, it has so much more phytonutrients in it. And so if phytonutrients regulate the immune system and reduce inflammation, then that's the protection that people need to ward off some of these weird autoimmune diseases that we're seeing so many of today. So it's really important to regulate, reduce inflammation, and you're going to feel so much better. I mean, I am so excited to bring this product to you guys. We've been working with it for 25 years in doctors' clinics. So do you think if it didn't work, it would have survived for 25 years? I think of it as like penicillin. Penicillin was discovered 80 years ago, and you'd think something new would come and take over. Well, penicillin is still used today, right? And it's an important part of medicine. And so our product's been around for a long, long time, and it's still used by physicians today because it works for people. And you know what? In general, it's only one capsule every day is all you need. That's all you need, just one capsule.
And you know, this is the amazing part. This amazing, amazing capsule is made with plant extracts. And when you take one a day, basically what this capsule does, it has a slow release technology. Is that right?
It has a slow release technology because what we're trying to do, or what the effect is, to get it through the stomach acids. The stomach acids are so corrosive. That's why big pharmaceutical companies coat the majority of their capsules or tablets. They're trying to protect the active ingredient to get through the acidic area of the stomach, and then it goes into the lower bowel. So you have to have the right mixture so that when the coating hits the lower bowel, which becomes an alkaline environment, it has to open the coating of the capsule. Otherwise, it would just sit there and it would go through you. That's why if you go into, this is kind of funny, if you go into an old folks home and you look at some of the bedpans that are under the bed, they're full of supplements that didn't break down in the body. They just went through the system. So you have to make sure that when you take something, it breaks down in the right place, and then it goes into the right place in the body so that it's effective. So just to give you an idea, if you're to take plant sterols to reduce cholesterol levels, the FDA in Health Canada allows a claim of about 5,000 milligrams. We're getting the same results at reducing cholesterol on only 300 milligrams. That's because the capsule is coated, protected, goes through the acidic area of the stomach, and then opens up in the lower bowel. And from there, it goes into the blood system. And that's what doctors love about it. Small dosage, patient compliance means people are going to stay on it. If I was to tell everybody you have to take 15 capsules a day of phytoclinical, everybody would go, yeah, right, Jack. Not going to do it. Most people won't. So you got to make it efficacious for people and easy for people to take. Now, is one going to work for everybody? No. Everybody has a different body, different weight. And so in some severe cases, let's give an example. If somebody's presenting with rheumatoid arthritis, we would probably suggest 3 capsules per day. And the reason is we like to do what's called a loading dose. So anybody that's presenting with Crohn's, allergies, rheumatoid arthritis, there's a whole bunch of different types of autoimmune type conditions, then we usually like to do what's called a loading dose up front. That means you take a few more up front so that the body starts to work with it quickly. There's nobody more impatient than people these days. Everybody wants immediate reaction. And so in order to help to achieve that, you take a little bit more up front. And as the symptoms start to subside, then you can start reducing the dose. I'm saying probably 8 out of 10 people will be able to get away with just 1 capsule per day.
Amazing. And also, you know, we have an NPN3 on this. So we've always talked about with Fountain of Life, we have to be very careful the claims that we make, but this amazing, revolutionary product. I mean, we don't want people to go out there and start, you know, screaming from the town, cure cancer, because it's not a cure. It's not a drug. I want to make sure that we're very, very clear, ladies and gentlemen. You know, I've always said, you're the CEO of your own business. Make sure the things that you do it well, you do it properly, you do it ethically. And I think one of the key factors with any product, I've always said, be a product of the product. Once you start to use a product, once you start to see benefits, once you start to share it, immediately your confidence level goes up. So when it comes to a product like, you know, phytoclinical and using it, what are some of those conditions that we can talk about that we know that is proven, that has been tested, that there's research that it helps with, Jack?
If somebody was to ask me, what condition do you think it works the best and the fastest on? And I would probably say allergic responses to airborne allergens, grass, flowers, cat and dog dander. Have you ever seen anybody who's allergic to a horse go near a horse? Oh my gosh, my son-in-law was like that. He couldn't go near a stable, hay, horses. He would be in agony for days. And since he's been using clinical, he has no problem. He can go into a barn. I had the same problem myself. Allergies just plagued me. So it works really well. And then we did some double-blind placebo crossover trials on allergies and upper respiratory tract infection. And we had really good results. And so what it does is it reduces basophils. And basophils are like an inflammatory molecule that float to the site of the allergic reaction. Let's say it's your nose or your eyes, itchy eyes, runny nose. Some people get swollen throats. The the allergy just drives people insane. So the basophils cause this. So if you go into a drugstore and you want to get something over the counter that's pharmaceutical, they'll give you something like Claritin, which is an antihistamine. So phytoclinical is working one step back from the antihistamine. It's reducing the basophils, which secrete the histamine. And so it really works really well for allergies and upper respiratory tract infection. The other thing that it works well on is arthritis. Osteoarthritis really works well for people with achy joints. Patients with fibromyalgia respond really well. We've had some really good results over the years with Crohn's, irritable bowel syndrome. We also help people with Hashimoto's disease. That's one of the things Health Canada allows to say, that the product will help to regulate the thyroid gland. I mean, this is pretty phenomenal. We're talking about a natural medicine here, and Health Canada acknowledges the fact that we're able to say that, because that's what the product does. And we were able to prove it in clinical studies that we did. The other thing it works quite well on is reducing LDL cholesterol. So in a study that we did at the University of Guelph, we found that people with high LDL cholesterol levels, the study that we did was over about 4 weeks. And so we started everybody off in the trial with 2 capsules per day for the first 2 weeks. And then we reduced everybody down to 1 capsule. And at the end of 4 weeks, we saw a reduction in the nasty cholesterol by about 20%. Like, this is phenomenal. And an increase in the good cholesterol, the HDL, by about 10%. And it's really difficult to increase your HDL, the good cholesterol. I don't really know of any pharmaceutical drug right now that will increase the HDL levels. Of course, we compared phytoclinical to the statin drugs, and we're lowering the LDL cholesterol faster than the statin drugs, which was really encouraging. So it works really good on lowering LDL cholesterol.
That's amazing, Jack. I mean, this is so exciting because, you know, I know we have lots of different people that want to benefit in so many different ways, and they're looking for products that simply work, that are simple product, you know, that are safe for them and their families. So can basically phytoclinical modulate high blood pressure?
I don't have any feedback from any clinicians on high blood pressure, to be honest. So I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. This is sort of a difficult topic. I'm going to refer to it as rogue cells. When there's rogue cells in the body, the product, and we've got proof of this through studies that we've done, that the product actually will cause a process called apoptosis. So it will speed up the death rate of rogue cells, which is really, really important. And like you said, Sanaz, I want to make sure we're not saying that this is a cancer cure or anything like that, but people that have cancers usually have issues with their immune response. The body's just not responding properly to deal with rogue cells. So if you can help to regulate the immune response and take it out of that hypersensitive situation that usually it's in, where the T2 cells are just overabundant, and drop those down and calm it all down, and those patients do much, much better.
Jack, when someone wants to do the loading up phase, and I'm actually holding one of the capsules, that's why I shut off the camera. I wanted to show everyone the size of the capsule. It's a phenomenal product. When someone wants to load up on this amazing product, do they take both together, 2, 3 together? Do they take it in the morning? Do they take it at night? What's the best ultimate time to take this product?
I always think over the last and experience in the last 25 years, the morning dose is the most critical dose to me. I usually have a glass of water by my bedside. Like, I've been taking this every day pretty much for 25 years, and nothing has fallen off yet. I still got 2 ears and I've got a nose.
Uh,
So it's extremely safe. So don't worry about having any side effects from it. So the morning dose on an empty stomach seems to be the most important dose. So I like to split the dose, one in the morning and then one in the evening, so that the ingredients are inside the system over a 24-hour period. We measured to see how long the product on one capsule would stay within the body. And other plant sterile products rise quickly and then they drop off quickly over maybe 6 or 7 hours. Phytoclinical stays in the body over 48 hours. So you've got a really good immune response going on over approximately 48 hours. So I like to keep the body topped up, if you would, over a 24-hour period. So rarely would I suggest doing them all together unless somebody just has a hard time taking one in the evening for some reason. But I like to say if you're doing 2 or 3 capsules, then split the dosage and it works usually a lot better.
Amazing. And you know, one of the big things that came up in the questions, I've been seeing it, is this a vegetable capsule?
It's all vegetable. It's a plant-based product. There's nothing in it that anyone should be concerned about, worried about. We've done toxicology studies on it. It's very, very safe. It's safe for children. Sometimes we suggest to pediatricians that mom could open the capsule. Some kids might not want or can't swallow a large capsule. So we suggest mom pull the capsule apart and maybe put a third or a half of the ingredient into a little bit of applesauce, strawberry sauce, and the child could take it that way. It doesn't mix very well in liquid, like juice or water, it just floats to the top. So we found the best way to administer it is to put it into a little bit of applesauce, strawberry sauce. The other thing I'd like to share with everybody is so much going on right now with viruses and viral load. And so we found over the years that people who have pneumonia, for instance, or a virus, that the best way to take it is to pulse the dose. This is a really interesting technique. So pulsing the dose means that you would take 1 capsule today, Monday, tomorrow, Tuesday, you would take 2. On Wednesday, you drop back to 1. And on Thursday, you would go up to 3. And you keep just changing the dose every day, 1 to 2 to 1 to 3 to 2, all over the place. And it seems to get at viruses much, much faster. And the reason we think is these viruses now are called smart viruses for a specific reason. They get used to certain dose levels, and then a lot of times medication doesn't work. People don't get any benefit from it. So we have found that if you pulse the dose, change it out every day, you get a way better therapeutic response from the product.
Amazing. I mean, I love that. Pulse dosing. I learned a new terminology today. Pulse dosing. And, you know, one of the other things as well, Jack, I need to ask you, someone said, first of all, if someone has pneumonia, will it help? If someone has sciatic pain, will that help?
Definitely pneumonia, it would definitely help. Sciatica pain, to a degree, because it works for osteoarthritis and rheumatoid arthritis. So there's a similarity, there's a connection.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, it would definitely help people. And it starts to sound like, and I don't mean it to sound like this magic bullet that it fixes everything, but if you peel back, it's like an onion. If you peel back the skin far enough, you get to the core. And so in the instance that we're talking about the immune response. So if you can get the immune response to engage, it'll help a lot of different things. There's so many conditions that the product helps. And sometimes I get a call from a doctor and they'll say, look, I've used it on a certain amount of patients for different things, but I've got a patient with this. Do you think it would work? And I'm like, try it. Yeah. And a lot of times they'll come back and they say, hey, it worked. So don't be afraid to use it. And it also works really well on your animals. on your cats and dogs. They have very similar immune response and diseases that we have. Dogs get allergies, they get breast cancer, they get rheumatoid arthritis, and it works really well on them as well.
And for animals, how would you put it? Would you just mix it up with their dog food or their cat food, stuff like that?
With a dog, it's preferable that you try to keep the capsule intact. Sometimes you can buy little, what do they call them?
Pill pockets.
Pill pockets, thank you.
They're
And you
made
can
out
put
of
it into a
peanut
pill
butter.
pocket. Yeah, it'll work that way. With a cat, it's a totally different animal, has a different acidic stomach. So you could pull the capsule apart and sprinkle it over the cat's food.
Nice, beautiful. And one other question that came up, what about someone who suffers from vertigo? Great question.
I wish it did help. My wife suffers with terrible vertigo, and it doesn't really help with that. No.
I do find, I know vertigo is quite complicated, but for those who suffer from vertigo, try to rub some FOL into the temple and behind the ears as well. That's something that I've heard, never tried it myself, but that is something that I have heard, to rub it into the temple and behind the ears as well. So Jack, maybe that's something you can also try.
I will try that.
Yes, because
Look
I think
what's on my desk.
Actually, you know what? Look what I always have beside me. I have my bottle of FOL right here, and I actually have a bottle of Clinica right beside me as well. This is not the actual bottle, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to be doing some test trials, and I'm going to be giving away some bottles. And you know, many of you have been saying like, okay, how do I get my hands on Clinical? So first of all, we're going to give you guys some amazing dates for release in the fall. I'll be sharing it on my live tomorrow. That's not on tonight's call. But I will tell you that when I'm at the Caribbean conference, in every single tour that I go to, the person with the most amount of guests, and it has to be over 5, the person with the most amount of guests will be getting free bottle of Clinical, which is the 30-day dose. So get ready, Caribbean. It's my first market that I'm going to be going to next month, which I will be sharing it again on my live tomorrow morning. Do not forget, I've already posted it everywhere. It's on my social media. It's on my Instagram. I got some big announcements to share with all of you tomorrow morning. Going back to you, Jack, I mean, you know, David and I were chit-chatting, and David had done some research. And David, I don't know, I mean, you've kind of been tuning in and just kind of listening, and I already know you're
here.
Tons of notes. David, when you and I spoke, you were just absolutely astonished and amazed by Clinical and the research. And you said, Sanaz, I've done a lot of research. This is quite a different product than Fountain of Life. And combined with Fountain of Life, it's like a powerhouse dynamic duo. Can you talk to me a little bit about, you know, what were some of those findings, you know, some of those things that you had realized between the difference and, most importantly, the combination of FOL and Clinical combined?
Well, I think it's really important for people to realize that both these products are ideal naturally based supplements, and it goes back to what the researchers are now saying, that if you're going to supplement your diet, you better supplement it with things that you're missing from your diet. And these two products are supplementing us with something that we don't even realize we're missing in our diets. And number one, Fountain of Life. Well, why did it impact us so much? It's just that we're missing lignans from our diet. And I would guess that the majority of people did not even know what a lignan was. Maybe some of you knew. I didn't know what a lignan was. And I did study nutrition in university, so that sort of blindsided me a little. You know, so I think it's important to understand that this is an important component of our diet. And when we're saying that the average person takes in 1 milligram of lignans per day, you think, well, is that good or bad or whatever? Well, the answer is terrible, because we're talking about that our need. What is our real need? It's 50 to 100 times that amount. So how do you supplement that effectively? Well, we could sit around. We did all those comparisons years ago, how many onions do you have to eat at a sitting, or how much cabbage do you eat? None of it was practical. Like, there wasn't anything practical. Like 25 cups of green tea was probably the most reasonable thing. And if you want to sit there and drink 25 cups of green tea, that was the equivalent of 5 drops. So remember that was 5 drops. So we're talking about 50 cups of green tea for 10 drops, right? And so if we're taking into account that we need 30 drops, well, you're going to multiply that again. And so is that practical for us? The answer is absolutely not. So what is a practical alternative? And that's what we brought forward in Fountain of Life. And the people that were faithful to it and used it discovered its power. Now, as we bring it on phytoclinical, I think it was fascinating to realize that we're missing another component to our diet. And these are our plant sterols. Plant sterols are something that, again, we don't talk about. Doctors don't talk about. I don't think many of us realize that we need it. But when we're talking about even vegetarians taking in 30 milligrams a day, or 25 milligrams, I think Jack just said 30 to 50, when we should be taking 300 milligrams a day. It shows that we're devoid of this. So what does this all mean? And what is the end result? Well, if we improve our diets, we improve our overall health status, and reducing the inflammatory state that we're all probably living in. We live in a high stress world, so that automatically puts us there. Some of us live in a higher polluted area. Some of us live in areas where we're bombarded by sunlight and unreasonable amounts of pesticides and all that. And all this adds to the oxidative stress that we're faced with. So we need to have something that is going to affect it. Our health has changed. How many people have allergies now?
Mm-hmm.
When I was growing up, honestly, we didn't. Allergies were something that some people had. It usually was hay fever. We get the sniffles during certain parts of the season, but now everyone's got some sort of issue. Everyone is allergic to something in this world. Then we're finding that certain disease states, they're the battle against, I hate to use the word cancer, but it's still there. Has it improved? Absolutely. The doctors are amazing, but we still have to take the fight back to it. And the way we could do that is supplementing our diets with the right products to reduce the chances thereof.
Absolutely.
That's what we're offering. I think that was astounding to know. LDLs, I had to think back in my past, and what I was researching years ago and looking at. And the thing is that we don't realize the impact of some of the things we take. Some of the birth control pills used by women, and birth control pills are unique because it's a medication that's used long term. You talk about a young woman who starts out taking a BCP, she might be as young as 12, 13, 14. She takes a BCP, she continues using that throughout her life. But what they don't talk about is some of them elevate your LDLs.
Mm-hmm.
That is something, and VLDLs are elevated at the same time. No one ever talks about that. And what does that mean? We're looking at the possibilities of increasing your cardiovascular risk. So again, young people should be taking a look at their diets and try and reduce the risk there of things like that. So, I'm not trying to put the scare into everyone. The doctors are good. They look after this. We have great companies out there, but we have to supplement our diets with things that we do need.
Absolutely.
And that's why I was really astounded. When I started reading about phytoclinical, I realized this is something that I'm lacking in my diet, something that I could use in my diet.
Me too.
And so when you start thinking about it, taking a real hard, critical look at, what you eat on a daily basis, you think, well, I'm covered because I'm taking this wonderful product. And you think, oh, that's all I need. And in a way, you do feel that way. You feel very secure. But can we even be better? Can we have something, I'm a person with that suffers from allergies, and I've taken phytoclinical, and it has helped me a great deal. I don't have that allergic response any longer that I used to expect around this time. Itchy eyes and sneezing constantly. I do know it's impacted me that way. So I use in combination with this because I have osteoarthritis. I've got all sorts of problems that I created myself because I was stupid when I was young. And, for the majority of guys, we could talk about many men who pursued sports and did things that are sort of, at one time in their life, injured themselves without thinking, and they kept moving forward. And when they hit that heat, age around between 40 and 50, all of a sudden your body decides to rebel against you. And all of a sudden you got all these aches and pains, and it's very, very difficult for you. And so this type of product is important for you. These types of products are very important in combination to reduce the inflammation that you may have. And I can't stress that enough because I live in discomfort. I've lived in discomfort for most of my life because of what I did. And I was no superstar athlete. Don't get me wrong. I was just an average guy who did lots of things. I enjoyed it, but I'm paying the price now. And so a person like Ramin, I'm sure, is faced with, he was at the top of his game, but again, you pay a heavy toll at that point, and chances are that he has, probably a lot of strains and pains that he didn't have 10 years ago. And it's just because that our bodies, are suffering from chronic inflammation. So how do we fight that? We fight it by having a better diet.
Amazing.
Or going in for operation. So that's why I was talking about this. But the exciting part about this is about phytoclinical, and I said it before and I'll say it again, is that this is as close to having a pharmaceutical drug in your pocket to share with other people without being a pharmaceutical. And I think that's a very powerful thing that Health Canada has allowed us to have claims that other companies cannot make. And we've got to thank, Jack's team and Alan and everyone involved who brought this product, who did that research, who had that commitment to bring it to that level. So I think people should be, I said it when I first saw it, and I'll say it again today, that you got to be excited.
It's definitely a revolutionary product right now. And David, with everything that's coming up, there's lots of great questions that are coming up. And that's exactly what these calls are about, to give you education. So I have some questions coming up on our panel. I want to make sure we get to them. I cannot believe it's already 9. Like, I don't even know where the time goes, but I promise you we're going to answer your questions. So don't go anywhere. I know a lot of people are just waking up in their countries and they're just tuning in. If you're just tuning in from your country, welcome, welcome, welcome. So the question comes up: I've been taking Losec for excessive stomach acid since I was 20 years old, still taking it in my senior years. Will the new product enable any relief from stomach acid and the necessity of these pills? Jack?
Sorry, I missed the question.
So since their 20s, they're in their senior years now. They've been taking Losec, LOSEC, for excessive stomach acid since they were in their 20s. They're now senior. Will clinical help them enable any relief from stomach acid?
I can't answer that. I don't know. I don't have any anecdotal feedback, or I haven't noticed any research in that area. I'm always encouraging people to try it. I just talked to a guy the other day. He's a law professor at the University of Alberta, and he had this non-stop incessant cough for the last 2 years. And I know him through someone else, and he phoned me and he said, "I've heard you've got a product that might help me." And I said, "Well, what's going on?" He said, "I just can't stop coughing." And I said, "Well, first of all, I would suggest you go see your doctor. That's, usually something you should be concerned about." But he got some product, and within about 2 weeks, the cough totally disappeared. Like I hear that sort of thing all the time. So I'm always of the opinion, try it for a while and please be patient. Sometimes it takes a month or two. I even tell people to try it out for at least 12 weeks before you give up on it. Because I've had people call and say, your product doesn't work. And I would say, how long have you been taking it? Well, 2 weeks. I says, well, what's going on with your health? And they usually respond that they have some serious condition or disease going on. And I say, well, you know, that didn't start overnight. That took time to develop. So you got to stay with it. Or I find out that they tell me that they've been using a new medication, so they've got side effects from it. And so sometimes they blame the product, but you have to be a little bit patient with it. Don't be afraid to play around with the dosage of it. Like I say, it's good to go in with a loading dose and then start to back off once you start to see symptoms reduce. And that would help.
All right, Jack, another question. Wouldn't opening up the capsule for children cause it to destroy the stomach acid?
Because of children, they would get enough of it if they use the powder. It's always preferable. As soon as a child could swallow the capsule, then it's advisable that they take it with intact within the capsule. But I would rather, I've had a couple of people who are just so sensitive, they can't take hardly anything. And I'm always like, I'd rather you open it and take it that way than not take it at all. You will get some benefit from it.
Sure. So if ultimately they can take it with a capsule, it's much better and recommended for them to do so.
Correct.
Okay, beautiful. Now, you talked a lot about allergies. What about if someone has asthma? Will this help them?
Yes, yes, it will really help somebody with asthma. We've had lots of doctors' patients come off their inhalers and puffers and just end up on the product. It definitely will help. Yeah.
Okay, beautiful. And okay, I have a coworker blaming a cough on increased dosage of metformin for her diabetes. Will this help with the cough?
And this is kind of anecdotal, but we've had some feedback from clinicians that it's helped diabetic patients. It's interesting, Health Canada reclassified it as an autoimmune disease about 4 or 5 years ago. So it has lots of the characteristics of autoimmune response. So again, if you can reduce the inflammation and regulate the immune system out, they can get a benefit from it.
Okay. All right. Amazing. There's a question. I'm going to get you to email regulatory@opulence.com for this question. And the question is, can Fido or Fountain of Life help with HIV patients? However, in the meantime, I know, Jack, that is something that maybe you could just quickly broaden our horizons and knowledge a little bit for HIV patients.
Oh, and I love that topic.
There you go. That's why your smile was ear to ear.
Yeah, we've given out a lot of free product to the Canadian Naturopathic School in Toronto. They run an HIV clinic there. I've been in that clinic, 20 times, talking to the doctors there, and in some cases, some of the patients. So with HIV, they tend to be very susceptible to opportunistic infection, and a lot of them get Kaposi sarcoma, which is a topical cancer sore. Their immune systems are really low, and they have what's called really low CD4 lymphocyte counts. And we don't know the answer to this, but in 50% of HIV/AIDS patients, they get a really good response with the product, and 50% don't get quite the same response. We think it's something to do with the blood type, but we're not sure. But the ones that get a good response get a really good response. So we've been donating free product to an HIV/AIDS clinic in Uganda for about the last 10 years. And it's run by Doctors Without Borders. And we've been currently we were treating 200 children and about 150 moms in this one clinic. And I'm not kidding you, it gives me goosebumps. I could almost weep to see the results, what's happened to them. It's quite phenomenal. Here we are again with a natural medicine that's helping something so serious as HIV/AIDS. And so we see them gaining weight. There's no diarrhea. The secondary infections start to disappear over a few months. So long answer, but yes, it helps people with HIV/AIDS.
Amazing. And ladies and gentlemen, I think your questions can keep on coming, and there's a lot of excitement. Now, originally, when we talked about it in January, we talked about the product coming out this year. I want to let you all know it's fall. I want you guys to join me on my tomorrow morning live. I don't want to give it all away tonight, but tomorrow morning, we have an amazing live. We're going to be getting Jack on more often. Every single month, we're going to be getting Jack on because we got to get ready for the release. We got to get all of you more and more excited. I know there's already so much excitement, Jack. I mean, the chats have been blowing up, the excitement, the Q&As. Everyone is curious. Everyone's excited. I think everyone's volunteering to try to get the product going and start using it as well. And I am super excited for the release of this product. I've been one of those folks that has been taking it, and my goodness, what an amazing difference that it has made in my life and in my immune system. And I mean, I've been using Fountain of Life, as long as I have. And of course, now I'm using this incredible product called Phytoclinical, and it's just the beginning, ladies and gentlemen. And all of you are going to get access to this amazing revolutionary product that is coming up. So many of you are wondering what time tomorrow. If you don't know, go on my Facebook. You're going to see a live 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we made it at 10 a.m. So all the different countries can get on. It's on our Opulence Facebook page that I will be doing the live. It's on the Opulence Facebook page. I will be doing the live. I have some really big announcements I'm going to be releasing for all of you. Get ready for it as well. And, Jack, I do want to take this time to really thank you for joining us tonight. You are absolutely amazing. And I could see your love and passion for the product. And I think that's what gets me excited. The first time I ever met you, I remember when we sat down and had a cup of coffee, one thing that really about you resonated with both myself and our CEO was the fact that you like to help people and you like to give back, and you're all about the people, and you want products that are not smoking mirrors. They're products that actually work, that make a difference in people's lives. And we knew that your product, your integrity, your mindset was the right and the same as Opulence. So we are super excited to welcome you as a part of our team. We are super excited to be launching this revolutionary product. I know everyone is excited. They're saying, do the pre-sale now, do it today. And you know what? We are super excited to be launching this. I want to say thank you so much again for being on, for your knowledge. We're going to have you on a lot more often because there is just way too much love and excitement for you, Jack. And so we need your amazing smile and amazing heart and amazing knowledge to be on with us as well. Of course, I don't want to forget David. He's going to call me and say, did you forget about me? And of course,
no, I'll never say that. No,
I know. I'm
learned,
joking, David. Relax. I'm joking.
I love it.
I know. David's like, I'm doing my research about everything.
I still love you, Sanaz.
Aw, thank you. I'm super blessed to be working with such phenomenal people. And behind the scenes, this is the kind of stuff that we have fun with. I just want to make sure he was still listening to us and not too much research. David is like my right arm and my textbook and my knowledge and experience. And he has taught so much to what I know. And now Jack is schooling me and teaching me what I know. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to educate you and school all of you so that you know, because you know what, we're in the business of duplication, we're in the business of education, we're in the business of excitement, and we're in the business of making money. So Jack, welcome home, welcome to Opulence. Always a pleasure to have you on the call. I want to thank each and every single one of you for joining us tonight. I hope that after this call, your enthusiasm just went through the roof even further if it already wasn't at the rooftop, and you are ready to rock and rumble. Do not forget to join me on my live tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. to see what is going to be happening for the future And the rest, I'm going to give you guys some phenomenal, very important dates that you should not miss. With that, Jack, thank you. David, thank you. And Christine Karimi, like I think 3 o'clock in the morning for you, Madam, as our super host, all the way from Kenya. You know what? Kudos to you, girl. Back to you. I know you got some amazing announcements as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much. My gosh, the amount of love on this call is just amazing. The chats are blowing up. So many love hearts. Jack, David, Sanaz, you are amazing. There is so much love. There is cheers, and guys, it's a standing ovation. Love hearts and stars and all these bells and merrymaking. Thank you for that amazing call. We can't wait you to keep coming back. Like Sanaz said, Jack, you're one of us now, so we look forward to a lot of that.
I can't wait to meet everyone, and I'm so excited that it's almost like a movement we're starting, right? We're going to be helping so many people. Isn't it going to be great to get the feedback from people that use our products? The FOL, the clinical, the skin line. I mean, it's going to be fantastic to hear people saying these products work. I'm so excited. I can't wait. I got to come.
You have no idea, Jack. You're going to be astounded by some of the feedback you'll receive, and get ready because it will blow you away.
So excited.
Absolutely.
I guarantee it.
Thanks,
all
everyone.
right. Thank you so much. So ladies and gentlemen, I'll go straight into my bells. I need to ring my bells, my announcements. And like Sanaz has said, let me just take this opportunity just now right here to say that tomorrow, 10 a.m., I will shoot out a poster very soon so that you can all reach, so that we're all present for that live. I can't wait. It's going to be amazing, amazing, amazing. So here are the usual, the announcements. Of course, there's a world tour that's going on. We've just left Thailand. Our CEOs just left Thailand, and we're looking forward to Israel, which is on the 18th of July. That should be exciting. And then comes the Caribbean. And can I just say, I'm just so jealous with all the photo that's going to be given out there. So yay, Trinidad and Tobago, Ottawa, Canada on the July 23rd, Trinidad's 18th to the 20th, Tobago 21st to 22nd. As you can see on the poster, Dominica, of course, 24th and 25th. I can see them dancing there. And of course, St. Lucia on the 28th and 23rd. So make sure that you've invited people to attend all this, the world tour, wherever you can get your guests, or pull on an Marjit and just rock up and show up in that place with your team. Next, we have our upgrade promotion. It's coming to an end. We are less than 5 days away. Guys, make sure that your team's upgraded from retailer to lifestyle advisor, lifestyle promoter to lifestyle advisor, and you know how to do it. Please, please, please go back into your back office, send that reminder to all your partners. Next, of course, our amazing presentation is available, ready for you to use. Do your recordings, share it out, let everybody know what you're doing. You have a solution. We have supplementation, even in your finances, in your income. So make sure that everybody has got wind of what exactly you're doing. India, until the 6th of July, is a buy one, get one free, either lifestyle advisor package or a brand partner package. So get this done, get it there, get it there. You know somebody who knows somebody in India, make sure you're blowing up your social media with this promo. Again, tonight has been that phenomenal night. And if you're feeling extra proud of your company, go back into your Google review, leave a review. If you haven't given us a rating 5-star, go ahead and do it, so that anybody who visits Google searching for Opulence Global, they will find all these amazing reviews, and they are facts, because this is exactly what we do. We are that Opulence Nation, loving it. Next, we've got the pull-up banner. Make sure you grab one for yourselves. The trade shows, promo booths, home parties. Remember, we're going to go out and we're going to start talking about Phyto. That's why we're here today, so that we get all the information, all the nitty-gritties about our business. This pull-up banner, when you're putting it out there, people can see how to do your business easily and these amazing products that you have. So make sure you get yours today. Amazing, amazing. And of course, the forensic call tomorrow, forensic night, none other than our amazing SVP Chief Designer, Sanaz Human. Make sure you're present for that, so that we can have an amazing close to the month of June. So I really look forward to this call. It's an exciting day tomorrow. So ladies ladies and gentlemen, I want to say thank you so much for your attention, for your time, for being here, for all the questions, and for being just that person, loving, warm, as always, and being part of the Opulence Nation. Without much further ado, I'm going to say thank you. Have a lovely day. Have a lovely night. To the billion. Good night, everybody. Good morning, everybody.
Thank you
All
so
right.
much, everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Take care. Thank you.
Ciao.
Bye.